Hello.
What up? Welcome back, guys.
We are here. We're casting the next round. Who's playing? Do we know?
We have not gotten the names yet. Or
Match intro. Oh, we're gonna go right there. They already have
It
it ready
is.
for us.
there it is.
There we go. It's gonna be Katsu and Lexi. Jacob Hawkinson versus Alejandro Cuevas.
Alejandro. Yeah.
I do not know anything about these players, so I'm excited. That this is gonna be a really interesting matchup. I've been kind of wondering about is can hyper aggro Katsu take on Lexi? And definitely. Okay, I know Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob's
yeah.
one of our San Diego guys, right?
No, he's up here.
He's up here.
He's
yeah.
up here. Yeah. I met him at the Pro Tour. A very nice guy.
I believe.
Shared some bevs, some food, and that's the great thing about these events is you get to hang out with great players like that. And honestly, it's the highlight sometimes after the event is getting to hang out with these people. And
Yeah, it's the whole community vibe, right?
Yep.
Get to talk about the day. Everyone shares their bad beat stories.
oh yeah,
Andrew's going to talk about how Tyler did 33 damage to him and drew 10 cards during a turn. That's
just laugh about it. Yep.
yeah.
So this is gonna be very interesting. Adam, I'm not quite familiar with your profile of what you play. Would you play meta characters? Do you play
Yeah.
just meta characters? Okay.
I'm that guy that's just like,
No,
what's the
that's
best
okay.
deck? I'm gonna play it. So I've played a lot. I played a lot of pretty much every hero in the game. You know, I only recently started playing Azalea
Okay.
because obviously
Yeah, she's great.
She's sweet now. And
Yeah.
before everyone's like, don't bother playing Azalea.
Have you played much Katsu at all? And since he's swinging into the meta now.
No, actually, I've looked at a lot of lists and I've been watching some games. Like they got the bonds, they got a lot of new good cards. But I've never dipped into Ninja as one of the classes that like I played 5, but it's very different from Katsu. Katsu gets to do a lot of.
He gets
tricky
fetch on a stick.
Yeah, exactly. So powerful.
Well, I'm excited. Katsu needs some love. All the W2R enjoyers are rejoicing. Bond's Ancestry, a great card coming in. Dishonor, more fun to be had.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it's going to be Lexi going first.
Yep.
Katsu not being very traditionally good at blocking, so I think going first might be a little better here. But you probably get the whole hand out of Katsu. But if you do something tricky like Rain Razors or a Lightning Press, if you run those still, you can sneak in some damage and really mess up the Katsu for like an on hit for his slapback turn.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure Katsu's probably happy to take a couple of damage, you know, block out, even if Lexi has a good turn here. Take a couple and then have the tempo, the first turn of damage and mass triggers back at Lexi.
Imagine like the lowest roll you can get as Katsu is like drawing Art of War opening. And you're like, that's not what I want to see. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. Got this 2 cards sideways already ready. Boom. 6 block on your 5. Good to go.
Easy.
Oh,
Ooh, that's not fun.
That's a great card for Alejandro to see, especially this early against Akatsu. Thankfully, Akatsu is hyper aggro. He has blues, but if he draws in all reds here, that could be hard. Even just now, he can't even Kadachi pressure.
Yeah, that's
so good.
It's very good. That's exactly what I was talking to Blake last round about. Is that Arctic at the end of the Lexi turn is so mean.
So mean, and a lot of people run 2s, runs 3s for this exact reason. Is hyper aggro still exists. This just puts a wrench in Jacob's plan. I think the best thing is you obviously have to pressure through it, right? So I don't know if you would swing a Kadachi. I think you would just put an attack action down. Probably have to pitch like 2 cards and then get one to wind up for your arsenal. And then just hope Lexi doesn't have like 3 of a kind or Rain Razors to start racing you. Jacob just didn't want to see these Frostbites at all.
For sure, yeah. 3 whole Frostbites, that's a whole extra card if it's a blue, you know, like that messes with him trying to discard 1 to go get a better card, you know. And
have you played a lot of Lexi?
I have played a lot of Lexi. Not as much as some of our local Lexi aficionados here. We got Evan and everybody, but man, she's so fun. New Horizon. When I read, I love card games because when the designers build cards and like it's like, hey, how do you break this? You know, it's like they'll make the rules to the game and then they create cards that break the rules. And so like when I saw that card, I was like, 2 arsenals? What do you mean 2 arsenals? I have to play with this.
This definitely warps the game.
Yeah.
She has some really cool equipment. Bullseyes, Shock Charmers, all beautiful art.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that Shock Charmers. I had that Shock Charmers playmat. It was one of the prettiest I've ever seen. That art is awesome.
You've been around other card games and different metas. How do you feel about the predominance of Rangers in this meta? Is it something you're comfortable with or something that you think they would have to change over time?
I'm not one to like to hastily ban or hastily say anything, you know. We've had 2, right? We had I think a Min-Max event, we had the Pro Tour, we've had the Arcane Games events. And like there hasn't been that much. You haven't had time to, this is the big baddie. All right, now spend a couple weeks building a deck that just beats the big baddie, and then
Gotcha.
now let's play, and then let's give it another couple weeks, and I think things will change, and I think people will. There's a lot of smart players playing this game all day, and
Oh yeah.
and like someone is gonna be like, I'm gonna beat Lexi, and they're just gonna play until they figure out their hero can beat Lexi, or they figure out the hero that just beats Lexi the best, and the meta will shift. Um,
No, I think that's definitely a valid point. Just more time to figure out the counters. You see that all the time. Like counters emerge into the meta. Like Azuri being someone people say is favored into Lexi because of these now new reps that have been going into it.
I think LSS knows a little bit more than we do. They're probably putting, because like when they banned or when they hit Viserai when it was Bravo season, everyone was like, really?
Mm.
Like we didn't think that he was very good, but we didn't think it needs to be good. But they saw the forethought that like, oh, if we did this, then he's just off. You're going to be complaining about him in 2 months, so let's just get it now.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people were kind of outcrying about Ranger because the way that the deck plays is really not fun for your opponent. Interacts with them, gives them annoying tokens, asks you questions like
Draws 3 cards.
draws
Yeah.
yeah, so the fact that it interacts well and like has all this mean interaction while being a very powerful aggro deck with these amazing cards that just like fill your hand, do explosive turns.
Oh yeah.
No one likes to get like interacted with. No one wants to get frostbites. No one likes getting their cards discarded and stuff like.
Yep. That's definitely, I think, a valid viewpoint. Here we see Lexi now doing what she does.
Yep.
Has the Endless Arrow. 3 of a Kind was played. Loads. The Endless Arrow was in there beforehand, so he's probably going to get 3 arrows this turn minimum. So first one's going to be a Frost Shot Fused.
Yep.
So Alejandro kind of going more for a Fuse list. I think we have lists here.
Yes.
I know not every Lexi currently is pro fusing, but it looks like he has.
He is an ice Lexi.
He is an ice Lexi, so this will definitely help him in this matchup.
Yeah, so that had to block out that Blizzard Bolt. What's the next arrow gonna be? Yeah, we got the chill and ice. Insidious Chill is so mean in those, and that's like still such a cool card that Lexi gets access to in the fatigue matchup. So they want to block. You can set up those chills and then break through at the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're gonna load Voltaire. What do we got? What's our second arrow?
So first arrow is fully blocked out. I think from Jacob's perspective, this is accurate. This is going to be a 3 of a Kind's turn. This is a very strong turn from Alejandro. It's early in the game. Preserve your health. Look for another opening here. Be defensive, especially with these stronger on-hit arrows.
And especially he's blocking with 2 reds, right? Or no?
I think that's like a red and red. Yeah, it looks like red and red.
So maybe maybe if that Blizzard Bolt hit, he doesn't have another blue, or like that's gonna mess up his turn even more.
Yeah.
Drill Shot is so interesting. It's very powerful. That extra little pip that it gets of dinging their armor.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much a 5. It just translates later on, and it's really annoying to block unless you have that perfect D-react.
Yeah. Jacob doesn't want to give another card to fully block this. He's just happy to
just
get
reduce
one.
some of the damage. Yeah. Breaking Skills is one of those pieces of armor that you're fine using early because there's situations where you want to instantly use it to pop a combo line off, and if you haven't used the 1 block armor, it just feels like a waste.
Exactly. Yeah. I noticed myself just trying to. I notice a lot of ninja players just like getting that guy in on the first or second turn. Just get your 1 life out of it because you never know when you're going to want to.
Yeah.
When the situation might be the next turn where you want to use it to get him.
Endless Still, that's going to be the last arrow probably coming out of Alejandro.
Ooh. Oh, see, yeah, we had a quad red hand.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see as Katsu. So thankfully, pretty good Jacob decision to block hand. Blocking the Endless Arrow is definitely important here. It is unfortunate that Drill Shot hit and put a -1 counter on the mask, but that's what Drill Shot does. Unless you have the D-React, it's really awkward.
And I think Jacobs sussed out that exact. I mean, it was all face up there, but he had to throw 1 on the Drill Shot and then double block because if he throws 4 in front of the first attack, the third one's going to get the hit trigger and it's awkward. So I think he made the correct block there. We drew up, we passed back. He's got no cards.
It's all good. Have your Frostbite back.
There you go.
Don't want that. Perfect. Thankfully, Katsu does run a lot of blues, I think more traditionally than other hard aggro decks, just because that's what Kodachi's like. It's just 1 blue for 0. So Frostbites will be annoying, but I think Jacob will have opportunities to do decent damage back. It's just all up to how Alejandro wants to be aggressive against him and race and say, okay, I don't mind smaller hits. I'm just going to try and race you. Or if he wants to be preserve life and set more of a pitch stack. Against Katsu, I don't know if you're making a second cycle, but we'll see. It's new Katsu. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's where is that right there? It's interesting. He's also playing Jacob's playing the heart and cross strap instead of the tunic. So he wants this game to end quick, right? He does not want to give Lexi too many turns to find their powerful cards.
That's very true. Tunic is usually used for those longer games, so that's a great observation. And then also Alejandro having a perch grapplers. Is that common, Lexi's perch grapplers? I think it's usually Snapdragons.
It's usually a Snapdragons, but I think I think it's just to try to cover up a mask or get an extra,
defense point. That makes sense. I guess if you're playing against, a hyper aggro deck or expected hyper aggro deck, that extra armor is massive for buying you space for that win.
Yeah, it can just having your boots can lead to stopping a mass trigger, like block the second Kadachi or whatever. And
such a solid 2-card hand, the 0 for 7, just like, and it's vanilla, and that's the hard part. I think people underrate vanilla damage because it's
the amount of damage E-Strike gets through is too much. It's like, oh, it's an E-Strike, I'll take it.
There you go, exactly as you said. That's 7 damage. That's a big chunk out of Alejandro's health for 2 cards. Jacob really playing, I think, very cautiously, and it's paying off right now.
Yeah, he's trying to walk him down, not take too much.
Lexi flipping the lightning surge, so giving the lightning reveal and giving the next arrow go again because of it.
Ooh, so this could be a 4 attack turn.
Yes, definitely. It's always interesting seeing Lexi's maneuver these arrows and how much they load in the quiver. I know like newer Lexis sometimes just shoot a bunch, but more experienced Lexis will have definitely multiple arrows, like 3 arrow turns, always set up.
For sure. And the deck's much more powerful when you start with an arsenal card, right? So like if you're like doing your big turn and clearing out your arsenal, you have to wait another turn to set it up and then do on-offs. But sometimes you can still have a big turn and save it and like make sure your next turn's a little bit more safer, better.
You don't have to play all the cards. If you're 3 of a kind, you can set up for the next one. You don't have to overextend at all. Keeping momentum or tempo is super great. Blocking 6 here, and blocking correctly, I think that's 2 3s. So Jacob's just calling it always, saying like, hey, you might have the Rain Razor.
Yeah, that was.
So he revealed before. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I think what happened before. I think it's more than 6. He revealed a channel. The not the channel. What's it called? The lightning.
The go again token.
No, the Lexi's specializations you can only play. That's the.
The
Volt Haven. Volt Haven.
Pulse of Volt Haven.
Yeah, that's it. The Pulse. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, gotcha.
So she, played Pulse ahead of time, or at least revealed it for the double fuse, I think, and then did this for 6. It hit, so he had to pay. And then this one also, he has no more cards in hand, so he doesn't have to pay for the Chilling Ice Vein.
Does Be Like Water a 3-block?
I'm pretty sure Be Like Water is a 3-block. They both block for 2. Okay, so it was over that way. So that's why I hit. So then 2 goes that way. So I got lost in the sauce with these cards.
It was 4 + 2, and he's blocking 4, and the Rain Razors did get him.
Man, so hard sometimes. Okay, yep.
Yeah, all right, we're back on track, and that was rough for Jacob. He had to pitch his whelming because of the chilling hitting, and then he's blocking that. And then we got maybe 2 more attacks coming at him this turn. Alejandro going to gain some ground here. We got
nice.
Right. Or does he not want to attack? Does he just want to arsenal a second card and set up another big turn since he's already...
We were talking about you don't have to play all the cards, but he's deciding he's going to go for it. He says...
He'd rather get the damage in than strip more cards, right?
Correct.
He's a ranger. He could be worried about fatigue, Jacob's been blocking the whole game.
Well, this is pretty much guaranteed damage. Jacob doesn't have any more cards in hand, so this is all freebies. And with 10. The Pulse, it's going to be big.
I think that's a 10, but yeah. All right.
That is 10. How would you have done it? Would you have set up for the next turn, putting the Pulse and Arsenal with
10 damage is pretty good.
Pretty sweet.
I think I'm going for 10.
Yeah, going for 10. Yeah, I think you go here too.
Especially seeing that Jacob wants to block and is actively blocking. Yeah. If I try to set that up and then he just blocks that plus my next arrow next turn,
No, that was super great use of Rain Razors. You got a lot of value out of that, and having the Pulse to that turn.
That was a very good turn from Alejandro.
Yeah. So having that health lead will net him a free turn at some point where he wants to finish Jacob when he's down. Has him down his sights of his arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always the spot you don't want to be in, is when you're trying to get them to block and they're looking at you with like red in their eyes and like no blocks.
No blocks. I have 30 health.
You're-
I'm okay.
yeah.
That's also another big factor when you're playing Fab is that health lead will matter later on, and when it, you know, if they don't have to respect your damage at all, it's gonna hurt.
It will, yeah.
Frostfang, or no, this is arrow showing Frostfang. So
Chilling fuse with the Frostfang. So if this hits, he's gonna make him discard again, which is no fun.
yeah,
So yeah, and that's this ice deck, man. He's required Jacob to give him at least 2 cards every turn.
oh yeah,
Because if you don't block, you're gonna be losing them anyways. So
and that's the hard part about Ninja because Ninja does not want to block.
it really does so well with massive hands and can throw extra cards away to tutor and
Disrespecting people,
yeah.
saying I have Art of War, I have Mask.
And that's actually, I played more against Katsu when I was playing Chain back in the day than recently.
Mhm.
'Cause I mean, now he's got all these new cards, so we're seeing him again. But I remember back in the day, I was like, please, Katsu, just please block one of my cards. Please don't keep all of your cards. Please.
Just getting all of them out. Yeah, no, definitely. Just getting all of them out of the hand. All right, so there's going to be
Okay.
6.
And this is a Sedation Bolt?
Yes.
Cool. So that makes an Inertia.
The Frailty.
Frailty. Oh, that's
Oh,
the
no.
Frailty.
Sedation's the
This-
blue one. The Frailty is the yellow one. I can't see what's in underneath the dial. It just perfectly hides that arrow. Let's play a guessing game. You get this much of the arrow.
Yeah.
How? What arrow is it? It is. I bought money on.
Let's see. All right. What are we thinking about here? We got that. So if that is the one, Sedation makes. I think it is this one. Yep.
It is Sedation. Yes,
shot.
that's Inertia. Correct.
Inertia. Gotcha. So
All right.
trying to mess with the arsenal.
You had your
which
time to guess, chat. We got it.
We beat you.
Yep. That's a new mini game we got to put in between the
Yeah.
slides. It's like
yeah,
yeah,
right.
you
Who
just
can figure out the cards faster? Chat or
blurry.
us? Uh,
Caster Extreme Edition.
we're cheating though. I have a deck list in front of me, so
That's
that's
also true. Yeah, this is definitely a lot of damage, a lot of disruption. You know, I don't. Why did you know from the Lexi high tables why people chose the damage build versus the fuse build? Is fuse not as impactful, or is it just another way people prefer to play?
I think all of that stemmed a lot from like the Michael Hamilton train of thought with Flesh and Blood, where you just boil it all down to numbers on the cards, right?
Okay.
And so the fact that the Blood Rot Bolt, what's that one called? The really good one.
The Bloodshot.
The
yeah.
one that makes a Blood Rot token.
Yeah.
That's a 1 for 5 plus the Blood Rot, so it's a 1 for 7. Like
Yeah.
just better, big number, better, more number, less. Like,
Yeah.
And so yeah, and like I don't know if you'd call it power creep, but right, we have cards that are just doing more damage than previously, right? These
Correct.
cards just do more, so you're gonna play these. And so I think that's where they went. They were like, we've played Fuse for a while. Let's just try to do the we've added a couple damage to all of our arrows with these new cards. Let's try these.
Yeah. See how that rolls. I don't think that makes sense. Just trying something new, but it seems like
In
The-
some matchups, damage is better than interaction. In some matchups, interaction is way better than damage. So it's a
It's-
give and take too.
and I don't think Lexi has too many card counters right now for not wanting to interact with you. She says, I interact with you more by my on hits. And I think that's exactly Alejandro's train of thought here. On hits
Yeah.
are good. You have to respect all of them. You can't be greedy. And me and Blake were saying earlier that we think it's more of a meta where it's an all-in meta. Like if you can call the all-in, then you win the game. You know.
That's a very good way to think about it too, because yeah, this Lexi deck, it is so strong. When it's pumping out its good turns back to back to back to back, you're just under the gun and like on the back foot the whole time. But if Lexi has a bad turn and Katsu starts doing stuff, Lexi doesn't block well. Like Lexi, she doesn't want to be on that side of it either. So it's whoever can take reins of tempo in these kind of matchups and make the other like. And
Yep.
Lexi is so good at just doing it turn after turn after turn. Like in the
Correct,
past,
yeah.
we've had like Briar decks that like, oh, I messed you up for 2 turns and then I drew 4 damage, and now you get to.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that would just actively happen. But we're seeing now with all these new cards being added,
Consistency.
a lot of consistency, definitely, and just having to know your meta and having to know what the threats are and honestly respecting those threats. You see Jacob here wanting to give 2 cards to overblock because maybe there's a Rain Razors in the hand he doesn't know about, And that's the hard part you get in these matchups. You both don't block well, but you both do great damage with solid on hits.
Mhm.
At what point do you lay off the block button and then you just try and go in for a combo of your own to try and take it? It's so hard, but if you can find it,
Yeah.
it could change the game.
That's really what Jacob needs, right? He needs to identify a turn that he doesn't have to block, right?
Mhm.
Because there's a lot like the endless. I think that's a pretty good block. You don't want him to just keep
No.
cycling that free damage at you. But hopefully, there's a turn where Alejandro is only coming in with one on-hit effect that messes with his hand, and he can mount an attack back. Ooh, see, this is not enough. Okay.
A double pitch is not ideal for Alejandro, having to no arsenal or anything, but the discard it helps. But
Mhm.
2 cards in Jacob's hand.
Oh, is that an Art of War?
Yeah.
No, this is so awkward.
This is very awkward. He wants to keep. It would be cool if he could block and then just arsenal the Art of War, but here, even if you block, it still hits. You'd have to discard.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
And you have the Frostbite, which prevents you from like any shenanigans with it. I guess he says, "Okay, I have to take it."
Pitch
He
the Art of War for
P-
later. An Arsenal is attack.
what did he pitch it to?
The Frost Fang, when it hits, you have to pay 2.
Oh,
or
pay
discard
2. Okay, got you. That makes sense.
So yeah, so you'd want to keep it back in his deck rather than get rid of it.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
I was wondering if he was gonna Arsenal the Art of War and
Yeah.
pitch the other card, but he'd rather have the attack than the Art of War in his arsenal. Let's see.
What is this? It's something. Something that he's like, all right, I'll
Mhm.
take it. That was another thing is also identifying in this meta like key factors of like what health do you feel safe at? As Katsu at 17 health, do you feel safe?
A little bit. Like, I think you're safe, but you're close to not being safe anymore, and especially with the turns Lexi can do, right? So it's
Yeah.
scary. Yeah, like he has to turn something around sooner than later, right? I don't think he has another couple turns to try to turn something around, or hopefully like if Alejandro's
Right.
turns aren't too big and you can block 3, chip in with some Kodachis.
And sometimes that can happen. The other player can draw all the cards in the right order. You don't get that break point, but you do have to decide: do I go down with my arms up trying to block, or do I go down trying to swing? You know. And the Fuse Bill just doing great work against Katsu. Brendan was just saying no.
Both
This
of
one,
these cards are just so mean to Katsu.
just any aggro deck, you just say, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't play any of those cards in your hand anymore. Better block.
Another card basically requiring 2 cards from Jacob to block, and then the Frostbite's just being shown.
Which is crazy. So sometimes it's like you play, you know, I'm not saying it's you or any other certain Ranger players, but you play against Ranger players and you're like, well, you're just going to try to fatigue me. And you're like, no, I'm blocking your stupid on hits that I don't want to get.
Yeah.
Stop playing good cards with a lot of words on them.
I'm not doing this to you. You made me do this to you. 'Cause I can't. This is the only option.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
No, definitely. So that can be the hard part too.
I've noticed it happening in my games where I'm not even trying to fatigue Lexi, and like I'm just, what else can I do? If I don't block, I can't cast any of my cards. So here you go.
You get the cards. Yeah, exactly. That's the trade-off.
And which is weird because she's an aggressive deck, but it can lead to these really long, drawn-out games with interesting endings based on how much damage has gotten in, and we start getting in the fatigue realm and weird aggro matchups, which is kind of interesting sometimes. All right, so there's the Frostbites. We double blocked. Can we do anything with 3 Frostbites and 2 cards?
Or just see if Shadow does anything to these Rangers.
Yo,
Shadow has some fun stuff.
Shadow, we were talking. Yeah, Dusk for Dawn could do so much cool
Spicy.
stuff. I'm excited that Prism is kind of getting the Dromite treatment with the Angels. Some more
More ally support, like
yeah.
the mechanic for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna pay for the Hardened Cross Strap.
Okay, this is doing
Break
something.
it, Surging. Go again, 5. It looks like the red one. I think that's a pretty good one, Arsenal.
No, this is exactly like. See, he would not. Maybe that's exactly where this without that the chess piece, not breaking skills, Hardened Cross Trap.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty hard to do this here. Maybe he knew it'd be getting interacted with a lot, and having the 2 mana on one turn is more important than the 2 resources.
Man, if he had not those 3 Frostbites, he could have like maybe gone for like a mass trigger, but that's how big that is. I think he only runs 2 Arctic Incarceration, so that'd be his last one coming out. Yep. 2 seems to be the min-max most Lexis are settling on. I used to see 3, but it looks like 2 is the ideal ratio.
They can clunk up. You just want to see 1 every
Once in a while, a little mix-up. Yeah, mix-ups are great in this game.
Stripping some cards from Alejandro is exactly what Jacob needs right now.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think Alejandro could just take this. He's going to get a Whelming, draw an extra card, maybe get in 9 more damage and close it up. And if Alejandro's got this channel and all the scary stuff, you never know.
Yeah, I think it's pretty possible just to take it.
All right. No blocks. Alejandro decided. I got a really good hand. What can you do with the last card by discarding it?
What are you gonna find? Just dishonor him without actually.
Yeah.
I just want the 2 damage, bro.
Makes sense. We're just getting the red whelming. Another break point. Get him with that ninja snatch.
Does it draw a card on hit? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so now he has to respect it. So here's Jacob really trying to do what Alejandro's been doing all day, is
Yeah.
putting good on hits. You don't block well. If this hits, this could potentially get worse for you.
Exactly.
This 5 damage now just turned into 9, which could turn into 12, which could bring Alejandro down into his low 20s, which kind of puts him even.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah.
Yeah, gonna use it. Breaking skills, why not?
Alejandro remembering. Oh no, Alejandro asked what does it do.
Oh, okay,
he's
not
being smart about. Don't get messed up by that.
Okay.
I remember doing that a bunch when I was first learning.
WTR draft. I
Yeah.
remember just like, oh well, I lost. 'Cause I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a tough choice. Yeah. I think Alejandro's in a steady enough lead if he thinks his hand's good enough not to block.
It all
But
depends
if
what
he
his
draws,
hand is. Yeah.
If Jacob draws another attack and threaten a mass trigger, like this gets out of hand really quick.
So the problem, with the fuse build is you don't always have gas. So I think Alejandro has a hand. I think I saw a channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily
Mean that,
offensive. So you have to think. He has to consider like, well, what does my hand do to respond to this?
Exactly. I think I see a Frostfang, maybe an Ice Arrow or something. Yeah, it might not be
As impactful as you'd want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's gonna go for the mash trigger. He says, "Bet,
2.
give me your purchase. Give me your New Horizon.
I would throw my perch at this instantly. Sure.
Throw it at him."
It's just throw it at Jacob. Oh, here's some boots.
He's considering a card from hand.
That might be dueling channels. I'm blind. No, it's a Frostfang.
Yeah, instead of Frostfang and like a channel.
Frostfang, Lightning Surge, channel, and something else.
Do you block it, chat? Yes or no?
Yeah.
What do you guys do here? Insta block, give channel. Oh, give card from hand.
Mm-hmm.
2's just annoying enough.
Yep. All right. Oh.
Why is he overblocking?
Because
of the
scales.
Because the breaking scales got you.
So he did better than both of us because I would have just put my perch grapplers.
100%.
And then he would have
Yeah.
activated both of his armors.
He saw the punish and that we did not see.
And that is why under my name it says washed up. Because I would have put perch grapplers right.
Washed up store owner.
All right, so let's see. Oh, it was a drill shot in his arsenal.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna go for the stall here. Definitely putting out the channel first. It messes up a lot of things for Jacob. Like if it was a sink or something, anything efficient, he now has to pay for. So doing it first is correct. Now, do you shoot the arrow or do you arsenal a second arrow and look for a windup?
I like that. I like just getting the Frostfang out there. Keep that guy. What kind of defense reactions is Jacob playing? Looks like he's got 3 Flick Flacks, and that's
Flick Flack's pretty standard.
Yeah.
But Flick Flack's like also buffs other
The
things.
next one, yeah. Reinforce the lines. Those have been coming out a lot recently. That's
Really
a
great
really
into
cool tech.
dominate meta. It's like insta corrects. I like them. It's on rate. It's 0 for 4. You just have to block with something first, which is fine.
Have you played any of the new Katsu?
I've not played any of the new Katsu, but I always messing with new meta tech, and that was like one of the first things I remember being like, the numbers are correct here. Like I just need to see a scenario where this is great, and it's great against like Guardians and people, Azalea, people who dominate. It just gets around it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very cool. I like that card a lot. And it's smart tech. Whoever figured that out. I saw it creeping in a list a couple months ago or something.
Super great. So here, I think Jacob definitely has to give up 2 cards that block 3. Maybe do a smaller turn and do a little wind up.
But giving up a surging and a whelming to keep Art of War or something.
Art of War and something, but like he has the lake. He has the
the lake. Yeah.
So you
couldn't do anything anyways.
Yeah, you can't do too much. Your big turn, which you think before, if it was anything but that, but he had, he's like said, oh, all your cards cost more, and if you let this hit, you get less of those as well. So you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna block this and kind of wait it out.
He has to, yeah. And I think that was pretty. Jacob didn't take any damage last turn. Got an Art of War and Arsenal.
Yeah.
We'll see what Andrew throws at him this turn. So what's with the shock charmers? They're just doing the ice.
Punish
He get
the on
punished with the
hits.
ice.
Yeah, that's generally what it is. It's just I don't know if it's a win more card. I don't know if it's like this is what you need to do to. It feels spiky to me.
Yeah, it's interesting. Either it's like insane or it's like, hey, he's already dead. Stop it.
Yeah, versus like a perch. Perch could get you like a 4th arrow if
Mhm.
you know how to do right, which could extend for the damage. But I'm not a Rantry player, so.
Yeah. Or you meant bullseyes, the bullseye bracers.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
You can wear perches on your hands.
I'm sure.
Drill shot, always annoying. Not much armor from the target left with the last armor slot for Mask Momentum. Didn't get a block all game. It's okay. Usually doesn't. Yeah, okay.
All right, we got the fuse in.
Got the Winter's Bite.
So.
All the fuses love Winter's Bite.
Wonder if Andrew drew another ice card this turn, he could even like activate his quiver to get both of those ice cards into his pitch to keep channel for another turn.
That's very true. Quivers are so cool.
Yeah, these new quivers are awesome. I've been waiting for them to do unique class equipment stuff. I was even like, we were even joking that like the winner of Worlds should get like a golden star equipment, like a little like card that's like you won Worlds, like a feather in your hat.
That's
you get
cool.
to like put on the board. It doesn't do anything. It says like activate, tell your opponent you're a nice guy.
Yeah.
But just like some kind of flash.
Just a pure flex.
Yeah, pure
certified.
Flex. Exactly.
All right, so blocking the first arrow, always chilling Ice Vein. I hate that one because it's like, well, if I don't block it, well, you're gonna get cards out of my hand anyway. So once again, back to the theory of, good on hits are good.
Yep.
Gonna be taking, what is this, a Bolton?
This is the no, this yeah, probably a Bolton shot.
Bolton shot. Tuning triggers. It was missed apparently. Unfortunate.
Happens to the best of us.
And then having one more arrow face up, you've already used Voltaire twice, so this will be the last arrow you can shoot, especially because you have the 3 of a kind. So you're not playing anything. And the channel is staying up this turn, which is another big thing as well, because you have 2 ices, right? No, that's...
one's a fuse card, and the Winter's Bite is the only ice card.
You can still do that thing you're talking about.
He could still... I don't know if he has one in his hand.
Yeah.
I saw Lightning Surge, which he's probably trying to save for Arsenal, for next turn, but I don't know if that last card is an ice card, because that'll just... And if he's able to hide the fact, Jacob's full blocked out, so it's not like the channel sticking around does anything anyways.
Correct, yeah. I put him in the scenario where you're so buried deep in snow. Yeah. You're just holding your position and just hope you don't take too much damage from this Frostbite. And here you go. Like you said, I think he's pitching to Shock Charmers.
Oh, there it is.
So, yeah, you can pitch to Shock Charmers.
Doesn't even have to waste his quiver yet. Just Shock Charmers, keeping channel.
Yep. So that helps with the fuses and things like that. So now we see why he's better at us than Lexi. And he makes sense of his decision. So, yeah, challenge to stick around. It doesn't matter, because Jacob blocked this full hand,
Got to do the thing. Yep. You got to put those ice cards first. There you go.
Oh, what is the interaction here? Please explain.
So channel, what's unique about it is it says at the end of your turn, I think that's the exact, I don't know. At the end, you have to put ice cards from your pitch on the bottom of your deck equal to the counter. So you tick up a flow counter and then you put 1 ice card under, or if you tick up a flow counter, you put 2 ice cards. That happens before your regular pitch goes.
Okay.
So your ice cards, and like you should have to show your opponent like channel trigger, put 2 ice cards on the bottom, and then put pitch. Everyone kind of shortcuts it, like ticks up, put all my pitch on the bottom.
Yeah.
But those ice cards should be higher up in your stack than the rest of your pitch from that.
It could matter, it definitely could matter.
Yeah, it could matter.
It's pro level plays, me not knowing these things. I've been cheating on Briar apparently the entire time. I just put the whole pitch after Mount Heroic.
Right. Yeah, you don't want those. You want those bad Earth cards lower.
Alright, so back at it again. I'm gonna have the Lightning Surge, which is a great go again. For reveal an arsenal.
Yeah. When I see that they flip up Lightning Surge, I'm like, oh, this is a turn you can attack.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Oh,
you have a go again plus a go again card.
Shows you the other channel. It's like, hey, yeah, I remember that Winter Storm that was going to last like two turns, 2 days. Yeah, this is going to be like a very long one.
It always happens like that, right? When 2 turns of channel and here's the next channel.
Just make a card that's Seattle. Channel Lake Seattle. You just stay inside.
Yeah. Michigan. Channel Lake, Michigan's frozen over.
Channel Lake, Michigan's great. All right, so
Uh,
most likely 2 cards holding up.
mhm.
Block 3. You know, you're gonna. I can't play cards because of the snow you put me under and the on hits you're presenting.
I don't think we're in. I think that Alex still has, or Alejandro still has so much gas in the tank that
Yeah.
fatigue's not really
No.
a thing.
Well, Katsu doesn't block well, so you're
But
gonna
he's been
get.
blocking a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true. It's true.
but little low alive total, I think. But I feel like we've gone through what, two, three of a kinds at least from.
Definitely 2 3 of a kinds. No rain. Is there rain razors on the list? I
And
imagine there would be. Why wouldn't there be?
I think we've seen at least 3 or 4 chillings. We just have
Oh.
to get through a couple more of those, and then we can stop blocking those. Maybe we can attack back.
Who knows? Maybe we're still alive.
Yeah.
We play 3 sigils at some point.
Yeah, and that effect of the chillings for the whole turn is just wild.
Yeah.
Open here, it comes in again. It's got a hit. No. Things are looking dire for our ninja friend. We putting counters on those. We got 3. We got a -1 mask of momentum.
He wandered too far into the storm of ice and was unable to accomplish his goal of getting to the next point of the bracket. Boom,
Well,
boom, boom.
these are our 2. I believe that both of these heroes are our most played heroes today, right? Lexi's in first.
Lexi is like 7, and then Katsu is like 5.
5. Yeah, so these are the 2 most played heroes today. These are what the majority of people decided, and we know Ranger's insane right now.
Frostbite right away,
Yep,
and the Frigid.
there it is. Yeah, 7, 5, and then next was Oldham, 4 Oldhams, 3 Azaleas. So 10 Rangers here today.
It do be like that. Buy your fog downs.
By your fog downs. I'm happy for it. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't get a lot of time in the sun before, so.
No,
And
I think I agree with you. It's everyone has their time.
yeah, and that's what I'm expecting Brutes to get some nice support in the next set. They better give us like 2 good generic Brute cards and then 2 good Shadow Brute
Runeblade's
cards.
coming back. We get 2 suns, so we need to come back again and
Yeah.
Insurgents.
They're gonna make a Shadow Light Runeblade who gets Spectra auras and Blood Debt cards. Prism and Chain. had a
UPF
baby.
hero only.
Yeah, you remember Starvo? Check out Chainvo.
Make soul shackles and auras.
Yeah, your Soul Shackles are also Spectral Shields that can attack.
This is absolutely disgusting monster of a hero.
All right, we got Art of Wars happening.
All right, found the turn. Gonna do the Art of War. This is
Too
gonna
bad
be
it's-
for like blocks because it's like what else can you do?
Yeah.
Says
we're finally
this
casting.
costs 3 100% because I have my
Frostbite,
Frostbite
Channel.
and the Frigid. I think that he played the channel this turn, right?
Played Channel and shot a bolt.
Yes,
Yeah.
this turn out of his arsenal, correct? Because he
Mhm.
revealed it. So I think if Jacob wanted to do this originally, he should have responded on the layer, and then he could have just blocked out here. But it's kind of a hard decision to make in the moment, you know.
The channel has a counter, so it was here.
Oh,
from
it's true.
last
Okay,
turn.
then there you
So,
go.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
Then he
did
could not have
have
done
an
this.
opportunity,
Nope.
unfortunately.
I was trying to find the outplay, but there was none.
You're trying to tell Jacob he messed up, and I'm
No, Jacob, you can never mess up.
no.
I just hate. I hate playing against Ice Lexi as a Briar or anything. It just this is the experience. It's just like
Yeah.
I can't do
If
anything.
it does not ice is mean. Channel Lake Fridge is probably top 3 cards in the game. One of them, it's just
Channel Lake friendship,
friendship. Yeah,
because we're gonna sit here together. We're just gonna hang
for a
out.
long time.
We're gonna
I'm
hang out.
Make you hang out with. Me.
We'll
You're not gonna be able to do anything. You'll watch me do some stuff. You'll block.
have a great time.
Yeah, I championed Icelander for a minute after Worlds, and man, doing those. Oh, there it is. The 3rd channel, the 4th.
Third channel, man.
He doesn't even need to play it this turn.
There's so many bodies buried at that lake.
You could get a counter on how much mana channel has made people use.
That'd be a fun stat. You could just know if it was like an online game, then they could just give you that.
Yeah.
3 of a kind. I was well on top of it.
Yep.
We're still missing 2 rain razors, which is the other gas.
Yeah, we've only seen one of the Rain Razors. Okay.
Well, I can't play anymore. That's a hard part too, I think, with playing a more fuse heavy build. Is you need cards like Channel Lake Frigid and Arctic, and so when three of a kind, it could potentially backfire on you because you could draw just all the cards that
Yeah.
you can't play. You know.
Yeah, and like as consistent as these decks have gotten, there's still some pretty big fail rates built into them, and I think that's important, right? Um, I don't know. I played a ton of Briar, and the amount like I'd set up my channel. I'm like, all right, let's go. Draw 4 non-attack actions the next turn. Oh, yay! Thanks, deck. And yeah, I've seen Lexi players I've seen Evan 3 of a kind Arsenal pass. Wait, what?
Whoa! What happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like that's card games.
Yep.
Blocking the chilling, of course. That's one of the demands always. I think that's you just run rainbow chilling, right? What's he?
We got Blake dancing in the back.
Dude, look, he's happy. I just want to just highlight Blake real quick.
Yeah.
Nice little guy. He's like, whoa, calm down.
Calm down. Don't put the camera on me. He's sensitive to it. Jacob, just please.
Shut up, Blake.
You have like 7 cards in my hand and me. All right, second Voltaire. And it is a Blizzard Bolt.
Dun dun dun.
We can block said Blizzard Bolt and play another turn.
Yeah.
Jake's like, do I want to?
3 blocks though, which is nice.
Yeah.
Jacob holding as hard as he can for the opportunity. It's just so hard. All these cards demand you to block. I've not found one opening where I'm like, yeah, I could attack then.
Nah, like Alejandro showed up with a very ice Lexi, and it is humming.
Oh,
this
it is
whole
humming,
game. We've
yeah.
had Arctic into Blizzard, and it's chillings and channels and channels and third channels.
As an ice Lexi though, who do you not want to see? Like Azalea? Don't the Azaleas eat Lexis?
I think the way that Azalea plays with the dominate and going tall and stuff is pretty powerful in the Lexi, and doesn't and has extra resources lying around to fight through some frost effects. So I think Azalea's good too. I also think Dromai is really good in the Rangers.
Yeah. But
right?
Frost Ranger though, I guess
don't know about Frost.
It depends on the list because
I believe a lot of the ice arrows are specific to hitting a hero and not dragon, right? So it's not like I can kill your dragon and make you discard a card. That would be rough.
Yeah, that would be super rough. So here's 7. Here's the second Rain Rangers coming down.
Yep.
Gonna leak damage now because Rain Rangers is a great card.
So powerful. And where are we going next? Pitch. Ooh, Charm, dead.
Yep. GG.
He saw the line. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the strong thing about Charm. Even let one hit, you can sneak in damage if you have those blues, and then later on when those arrows are a little more important. So congratulations, Alejandro, winner, Ice Lexi extraordinaire.
Yeah, crushing it.
A lot of damage.
Very much so. A lot of interaction. Like he did as much damage as cards blocked from Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob blocked with 40 cards, and he did 40 damage. And that's the world we're living in right now. So
the Ranger world.
Yeah,
we're just living in it.
For a minute until people understand how to live in it better. You know?
As somebody who plays Ranger, what do you feel is your weakness? What do you think that is like you should be teching in or you should be respecting from Ranger that would help you get an advantage?
I can't comment to Lexi recently. I played a bunch of Lexi before and Azalea recently, but it felt like the deck can still have some fail rates and stuff, but it was more on the pilot to make sure you weren't like missing resources, right? And throwing arrows away when you could have saved them or gotten more damage in, and you can't be as like willy-nilly with all your attacks in certain matchups, in the control-y matchups and stuff. Like I don't know how much it's changed. This Lexi deck is a lot more powerful. But I remember just getting fatigued by Andrew on Oldham over and over and over and over. Like
so that's a big one they still working at. We have a lot of Oldhams here. You think Lexis are gonna hit those Oldhams and it's gonna be just a rough time?
I think they've teched in so you were asking me which cards to tech in. I think it is the Insidious Chill. I think
that's the Oldham tech. That's the sideboard.
I think you can set up a couple of them maybe, and then Fuse on the Oldham, discard a card or 2. Fuse on the Oldham, discard a card or 2, and like strip their hand before, and do the classic like Icelander kind of combo kill thing of trying to rip their cards out of their hand and then hit them for 15 damage and do that 2 or 3 times over the game, to close it home. Because you're gonna get in. I'm probably on a normal Oldham game. You'll get in 10 or 15 damage naturally of just break points and stuff, and then you have to work for that last 30 because Oldham's not getting.
No.
Yeah.
He's gonna heal back. He's gonna have Sigil Solace. Your life is gonna feel like it was wasted.
Yeah. And that was rough when I was playing Azalea the other day. I'm like, all right, pump, do my thing. They're like, oh, staunch response. You're like, oh, what?
That hurts.
Yeah, it hurts.
I'm waiting for the meta where snag is good again.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
been a
we need
minute.
the
Man.
snag, but I wish snag would do what I want to do, and just like prevent all buffs onto things. But it's just attack reactions, unfortunately.
Isn't there a new card that kind of works like snag that's preventing something? What is it? Oh, amnesia? No, what does that one do?
No, that one amnesia is the one where you lose names of like
You lose the
names of things. Yeah, which is like really good against Katsu for like be like water or like lines that require the names. But yeah, fun game. We definitely saw Katsu get buried by ice. It's gonna be interesting seeing how Alejandro does later in this bracket as it progresses, as he hits worse matchups like Oldhim, like Azalea. I saw Azalea.
A lot of Dromais out there too.
I saw him at the top table. So stay tuned. We still have plenty more rounds to go, and we'll be back for a giveaway.
Ooh, awesome.
Everyone likes free stuff.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.